Hello and welcome back to a sunny Yas Marina circuit. Now we are in the 911 new one, that is, and straight away we kind of get a penalty, and the reaction says it all. What? Now I'll tell you what, and this is why we got the penalty. So as we obviously go around the street, we are literally a pixel in. These three stewards aren't even looking, and this guy's looking shifty. So, after getting penalised quite heavily for having a pixel off, we're in 15th. We get half a second penalty, and we're now on the back straight of the Yas Marina circuit, catching up to this other Porsche 911. Now we didn't set a qualifying, hence why we're starting so far back. We get the overtake done, so in 14th, give this person some room as we approach this tight left-hander, then straight right, run a little bit deep into the corner, probably brake a little bit too late, and try not to obviously run wide or anything like that. We still have a half a second penalty, and we're going to be serving that right now. So that's been served. We lose a position to 15th, and the green Porsche there and then the black Porsche in front of him take the same line, both run really wide on that corner, probably way too deep, braking way too late. Now skip ahead just a little bit onto the start finish line last corner and learn our lesson not to run over that white line there on the edge of the tarmac. So lap 2, we're in 14th. We've got a bit of catching up to do to Speedy Master there, who is sat in 13th. Don't really take the fastest line through there, but skip ahead now down to the bottom of the track before this big straight, and the driver in front, Romine, half a second penalty. So long as we don't get ourselves a penalty, we should be okay and be able to catch up. We're within the slipstream range. P15 there is pretty much 10 seconds behind. Now again, we slow it down there, and of course run a pixel off again. So nice big penalty coming our way right now. So half a second. The stewards are really on the case for this track. They want no one cutting corners, nothing like that. Not you can't mistake a honest day's work. Anyway, we don't serve it though, as we acquired the penalty a bit too late. So we get the overtake done into 13th. Speedy Master there is just in front, and then Romine is just behind. So just try and take that corner back there as quick as possible. So we'll skip ahead just a tiny bit, and coming into this sort of like infield section. Oh no, this is the last corner now onto the start straight for the beginning of lap 3. And again, a 1 second penalty. So I think I've acquired about 3 seconds now worth of penalties within 3 laps. So brilliant. Now, hopefully we get far enough away from Romine that actually when we do come to serve it, and again slowing it down there, because guess what, and then get another penalty of 1.5 seconds total. Brilliant. Can't wait. I've acquired so many penalties in this one race. It's not even near the end of the race yet. We did see that the other guy up there did have another penalty. Has a penalty. There you go. So the Dutch driver there, 1 second penalty. So we're obviously not going to be doing anything spectacular, but as long as we can catch up, the Ukraine driver there spinning out, and we get a free overtake done. So obviously P12, but they're probably going to catch up as I got to serve a lifetime penalty. So put it into second, and then just go as quick as possible. The 2 drivers there overtake me, so back into P14, and just try and take this corner with as much pace as possible. Doesn't really work out, end up tapping, and the Ferrari there, I believe, crashing out. So move up into another position, P13. Now, as we approach this infield section, we're kind of on the back of the Porsche just here, Romine. So, you know, we've been counting quite a lot. Get a bare exit. There is a yellow flag, but I think that's all been sorted now. And as we approach the last couple of corners to begin the lap 4, a lot of people run wide. Not really too sure if they get penalties, but probably not. Stewards are only looking out for me. I mean, the Ukraine driver should definitely get a penalty. He's way past that white line, and we're not sure if he does, but he would have had it by now. Now I'll just skip ahead to the hairpin corner for the big straight. Try and take a wide line to get as much straight line speed as possible. So we'll skip ahead now, and I just kind of tap the back of the Porsche there. Not great. So we'll take a little replay at that from an outside perspective. Of course, get the hit marker done.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Oops. Anyway, so into P10. I haven't actually got a penalty for the last final stint of this particular race. And hopefully we get into P9. You know, we'll see on the back of Nikita there. And we do get a much better exit, but it's covering the line well. So we really need to get an overtake done. Maybe thought about a cutback, but it didn't really work. So as we approach now this infield section, we are on the back of the tail lights of the Porsche, and trying to find some way through, or trying to exploit a mistake that this person makes. Get a better exit, I would say. So we're on the back of the tailgate of this Porsche. I thought full send it in, why not? Then cover the inside line, make sure I stay within the white lines, and we'll now jump into qualifying and actually try and set a decent lap. So, jumping into the qualifying, we have about 8.5 minutes of qualifying to do, so it's probably about 3-4 laps at best with no mistakes. So, to get cracking, this is obviously the first lap, and straight away taking it pretty good. Probably, definitely, well, not probably, definitely can be faster. The Porsche is it's a good car. The Porsche is a good car. A little bit squirrely coming out of the corners and things like that, and you just got to learn where obviously the brake points are, when to turn and to hit the apex. And obviously, there's a few complicated corners on this track, but lap 1 seems to be going smooth so far. No penalties to report of, and you know, looks like we're going to be setting, you know, some sort of lap time, which is good. It's always good to set a lap time, of course. Now, as we approach the last parts of the track, going underneath, I believe is a hotel, which, if it is, it's a funky, cool-looking hotel. Anyway, so as we go under it and then do the double left-hander, edgy on the power, then we full throttle out, and now as we approach the last corner for the start-finish, let's see what time we get. So looking to be a 1:58.7. Now, lap 2. The sort of like the S's, I guess you could say, and of course back to it. Stewards are looking over there, you can see them on the right, and of course they've got to flag me down for a half-second penalty there. So great count, just love it. Anyway, so as we are on the back straight, we skip ahead. Actually, if you look at the bottom there, just above the rev counter, we are over half a second in front of our Ghost. So you know, it's worth pushing for the lap, providing we don't get any penalties. So I'm hoping that's how it works anyway. So obviously we get overtaken if I Ghost, but if we can, you know, take these last corners pretty well and then get, you know, good exit speed like there, you know, I can't see why we can't just push for a lap and to see if it works. I mean, I'm not too sure. Obviously I'll find out and learn my lesson if it does or doesn't. Now again, I am silly and I get another big track limit penalty of 0.5 seconds. So yeah, I just retry. No point in wasting my time. So lap 1 again. We've got a 1:58.7 to beat. Now that Ghost there is the 1:58.7 lap. So you know, we can look at the lines and see where we go, where we do well, and where we don't, of course. And I have mapped the button on my controller for L3, which is to hide Ghost, and obviously to show it back up again, presented just there. Now, as we approach the left-hander hairpin, I would say, for the big long straight, we are now in front of the Ghost. And if you notice that there's no like plus or minus, just time above the counter, it's because when you start a new session, you can say it doesn't actually show the Ghost sector splits for some reason. I'm not too sure why, but I mean, if you look from the yellow arrow on the radar there, we are in front. So it's a positive result either way. It's a good outcome if we can maintain this pace and the speed around the track. Now as we leave the hotel there and then come out before the start finish line straight, it looks like we're going to be on track to do something a lot quicker. So actually it's a 1:57.6, so we'll jump into race 2 and see where that takes us. So after qualifying we start in P3, so 1:57.6 got us P3. So start of the race, we are trying to obviously keep intel of slipstream, but however as we approach this first corner, again do the sensible thing and get myself a penalty to let the other drivers have advantage of myself. So half a second there, and then as I come round here, you know what, I decided to do it again. So done it again, and as you'll see, another half a second, so now total of 1 second. So that was not great. That's not a good start to the race. We are in third, second now, and we are on the old back straight, if you could say, and it is neck and neck as such with the two Porsche drivers there, but they are really kind of slipstreaming off each other, and I've been overtaken, so I've lost 2 positions now. So into P4 as we come for the big braking zone here, move over to the right. Don't really want to be ruining people's races, but I tap the guy in front and I get tapped from behind. Anyway, try and accelerate as quick as I can, but we don't really get anywhere. So serve the penalty, lose another position, and then another position there. So we went from third to sixth, so 3 positions lost overall. And Futso here, being a bit slow around this corner, I would say, and we try and get the advantage of that. Now the Porsche over there just runs off the track. He has a 2-second penalty, so unsure of what really happened there. Futso 23 also has a half a second penalty. So again, the logic of way of thinking is if I can just stay within the gaps, then that's 2 overtakes for free essentially by the time we get to the penalty spot. But we obviously have to not get any penalty ourselves. Now as we approach the last corner for the start finish line to begin lap 2, no penalties to report off, so that's good. And as we come around here for guesses, Futso taking a bit wide, does not hit the apex, and I thought maybe the outside overtake, but then remember there is penalties, and I'm really watching the stewards to see if anyone does be a bit naughty there. Now end of the straight and onto the big braking zone again, just make sure we're on the brakes, make sure we don't get smashed up from behind. Again, I do like tapping people, but I do think people are a little bit too slow with the races I was racing anyway. So again, we are within the gaps, so definitely get Futso here and the other driver, Yasser. So we moved up into fourth. Now as we come under the hotel bridge, we just catch up the third Pac-Man there, and just trying to not make a mistake. Now lap 3, still in P4, about less than a second or so from Pac-Man. So you know, good grounds there to try and actually take to capitalise on slipstream there, and Pac-Man takes quite a slow way through the corner, so it allows us to catch up. So we'll speed up, and obviously we can see that we are gaining on Pac-Man, but it's not enough to get the overtake done, unfortunately. Now tried for the old switchback here, take a wide line on the exit to get a way narrow line, and it does kind of pay off, getting alongside neck and neck, but he has the inside line. So now it's just who actually had the bare exit to get enough speed to overtake. Looks like I am just slightly. Will he back out? Yeah, he does back out, so tucks in behind us. Go a little bit deep into the corner, didn't really turn whilst braking, but allows us now to still be in front and, you know, keep the position, of course. Now I thought P2 there may have clipped the inside of the curb there, but I guess not. To be fair, already had a half a second penalty, so maybe again just a pixel out, so stewards let him off on that instance. Now lap 4, and slowing it down again because I guess you can probably guess at this rate, another penalty, so it's not going too great. Yeah. Now first corner, get that done, and slowing it down once again, because you know, one penalty isn't enough, and we decide to get another half a second, totaling a second, and again decide that 1 second really isn't enough, and I'm sure 1.5 seconds is plenty. So yeah, what a great driver I am. No wonder I'm B-rated. No offense to all the other B-rated drivers out there. Now, as we approach this tight left-hander, obviously crazy driver there, respectively has a 1 second penalty. Obviously we're not going to be overtaken or doing any fancy magic, but the best we can do, we can try and just keep as far in front as possible. Obviously P4, their Pac-Man, is catching up and has overtaken us, and Futso behind here doesn't get to us in time for the corner for the overtake, so we remain in P4 for the final lap. And as we again approach just the last sections of the track, just to try and maintain position. Yeah, so don't know what I just done there. Forgot the brake, used him as the brake, so I let him keep the position as the sportsmanship, side of me says, yeah, you can do that. So no way I'm going to be getting third. Kind of ruined it for myself there. So as we approach the last corner, surely there can't be no more penalties, and I get tapped off the side, and of course as we cross the line we get a penalty. So if you enjoyed the video, want to see more, let me know down below. Like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell on, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.